It's 11:11, everybody. We're back again. 65 days till the Freedom Flotilla Festival, and here comes some waves from a motorboat. So today, life is a destination, not a journey, and I will let my honey go more into the journey part, as it's more of a journey for her than me.
Yeah, I can't believe I was just reflecting on the journey, and I can't believe we made it all the way from Green Bay, Wisconsin. I mean, we had a lot of playtime and, being on land for a while and playing on Lake Erie and Dunkirk, New York. But otherwise, we made it. I mean, we went through storms,
Repairs and
fires,
things catching fire, and
meeting so many amazing people and seeing so many great places, and just like being in rivers and lakes and canals and now ocean, and it's amazing.
harassed by Canada, communists, and
I just have to remember, like, swear to God, please.
well, we're talking about the journey and all the different things that happened. You got to get all the good and the bad. You can't just leave out.
I don't want to even talk about it. Like, I submitted my appeal, and they will refund the money, and they will ask for an apology. Yes, Canadians, you will ask for an apology.
Well, you won't ask for an apology. You'll give an apology.
And you will give an apology. That's right. That's right. But anyway, so it's been a journey. It's fascinating, and we were in the Annapolis Boat Show, and there's a lot of boats. They do similar things. They do a lot of voyages like that, and it's all about preparation. Uh, Making sure that you're prepared. The boat vessel is prepared, and make sure you have everything you need to live on the boat through this journey. And it's just, you got to take the training and, safety courses to make sure you know what the hell you're doing.
And it's more than that. Be a sponge. Be constantly learning and growing, or you're going to end up dead.
Yes, and it's also about team building. It's working as a couple. We can be sometimes upset and sometimes irritated, but you just gotta be patient with each other, patient with yourself, and just continue your journey. Because you have your set goal destination. For us, for now, is Key West, Florida, and this is where we're going. This is where we're gonna be in December. And
yeah, speaking of Key West, I had fun conversations with Kelly from their planning commission and stuff. We're not going to be using anything on land, so I don't need any permits from them. The government is shut down.
So your Coast Guard still call us back.
Yeah,
because there's some federal that we need to
it doesn't matter. It's not even needed. It's just they want you to fill out some paperwork when you have more than like 100 boats together or whatever, and we have the goal of the 4,200, but who knows how many we're actually going to have. Yes, crab pots everywhere. Thank God we have a skeg bar with a crab pot bar on it.
I was actually reading the book with the one I showed you guys yesterday, Catherine Gonzalez. She was talking about her journey as a co-pilot. And she was mentioning, you got to maneuver the crab pots and maneuver the buoys, the big barges and big military ships, and and they're big guns.
And there's my red.
And it was funny to just read, reading another woman's insights and the way she thinks and the way she perceives things, and it's so similar. It's amazing how I can relate. I was like, wow, this happened to me too. And I was like, wow, yeah. So it's fascinating. I mean, there were days, couple days ago, I was sick because of storms and waves. And there was no docks available, so we were at anchor, just suffering through because we couldn't go anywhere.
And I tried to move her upriver to
I was
be a little bit calmer.
But I probably could have pushed myself, but I really didn't want to.
So she just suffered for an extra day.
Yeah, but you know, you get sick. Yeah, you get great days, and like you see dolphins. It's just it's fascinating, and I'm reflecting on all of my life and seeing the things that happen in my life. But this is like the best part of my life. Like starting this journey with Jetta and Driftwood. I mean, like this has been the best. I mean, it's been the worst, been the best. Your days always. I was cursing my life, and I was like, "Why am I doing this? Why? Why didn't I just stay in our house and live on land and just live a boring life?" I'm sorry, guys, but living on land is a boring life.
It really is.
But it's a safer life on land. There's so many different things that happen in the water versus being on land.
It requires a
And
higher level of diligence, due diligence, and grit.
discipline and everything else. But yeah, I mean, like eventually we'll be living on land, but we'll still have a vessel to travel. We're gonna have.
And she wants bigger already. 50 foot's not big enough for her.
Well, I want a crew. That's the thing. Our next goal is to get a bigger vessel so we can have a bigger crew and here have it.
Right?
I found a couple of catamarans on the. Did you know that way?
Yeah, I did. I must have forgotten something. I don't. Have to brush back.
Oh, motorboats. Anyway, so I know we're more than an hour sailboat most of the time anyway, so it's so much easier.
It depends on the day. Like you have, like once you get to the small craft advisory, once you have those like 4 or 5 foot things, it starts getting them uncomfortable with the sailing. And you have other days where there's no wind. It's what it is.
Yeah, but it's wrong.
You can see the background spinning between us. And, my hands are free. I've got no wheel. I'm not doing this intentionally. That's just normal. And she got me thinking with like the journey stuff, and I'm listening to some YouTube stuff on the Gnostics and Archons, and it just reminds me of how many fake teachers, fake gurus there are that promise you'll be enlightened in a weekend, you'll ascend, or whatever stupid promise they're going to make you that's impossible. It's not going to happen. Yes, enlightenment does happen in an instant. However, you have to build all those neural connections until you finally put the last brick to make the road. When you're taking electrical cables, it's that billionth of a volt. You might have to wire the whole house before you can finally plug it in and you're done.
The channel has been opened in the brain. Synopsis.
And I know many of you, you don't want to do the hard work. You don't want to put forth the effort, but there's no, quick scheme. Like with real estate, it's not a get rich quick scheme.
Oh, no.
You're expecting to spend years of your life, countless nights crying, screaming, sleepless nights, worrying about stupid tenants and toilets and
roofs. I was like, oh my God, I can't let the tenant leave and the roof's leaking. I know we have to fix it now. That's not how it works. Contractors take their sweet time. Like we're still waiting on the quote for one of the contractors.
For another project, but yeah, we'll get into that another day. Yeah, I did look for several of them, couldn't even get most of them. But,
we found someone, but apparently he's very busy, hoping that he's gonna.
I'll get us a quote, don't worry.
Yes.
But for the spiritual stuff, the deeper things, like you're not going to find the truth in Christianity. You're not going to find the truth in Islam. You're not going to find the truth in the normal Judaism. They have all been commandeered to, and I'm talking about the church, not, the deeper teachings. Like Buddha. We'll pick on Buddha because he's a cool guy and I know he can handle it. I've had a few conversations with him over the years. They've gone from taking his teachings to be one with the universe and, your path of how to get past suffering so you don't mentally suffer because, pain is part of life. You stub your toe, boom, it's over. But the suffering is reliving that moment in your head over and over and over and over again.
Yeah, you gotta put a stop to that because that's gonna just drain your energy and
So,
your soul.
so it went from these deeper, profound teachings to rub Buddha's belly for good luck on an idol. Same thing with the Jesus thing. It pisses me off.
I know. Pedestal. Jesus was teaching how to be like him.
He was teaching you the ideal. We are all divine, sovereign human beings. Anything he did, you can do it more through the great I am, the consciousness itself, the very fabric of universe that is energy.
If
So,
you're willing to put the work in and energy and determination and commitment, and yeah, it's not an easy path.
yeah, it's not an easy path. It's an eternal path. And once you realize the work is eternal, the work becomes the worship. So unlike these fake gurus that, promise you, hey, we're gonna psych you up and you're gonna walk on fire for 5 minutes and you think you're totally a new person and then you go back into your old bullshit later. I'm with my book out in the Master Path, it was a path for the rest of your life. Like if you're willing to commit to transforming your life, if you are a freedom absolutionist and you are willing, like the only way anarchy could actually work, because anarchy doesn't mean, chaos and stuff like they program it to. And quite frankly, most of the anarchists aren't capable of being anarchists anyways, because anarchy means without rulers, thus you have to self-rule. So in order to be an anarchist, you have to, at the very least, control every thought in your head, every single one. You can't let it go. You have to discipline. You can't, and you got to learn not to believe the thoughts in your head because half the time they are yours anyways.
That's the big
You
one.
can look at DARPA, all the patents, the MK Ultra, and all these other fun things. Where they showing you using patterns of light and Wi-Fi and
exhausting.
all this other stuff. They can beam these thoughts right to your head.
Anyway, but
And you can-
it's also could be human projections.
Well,
like you can, based on your traumas and thinking patterns, you can, project.
Stuck in the past. Yeah.
Stuck in the past, and you create this fears, panics, anxieties. That's your brain can do that itself.
Oh, and
Not just somebody, but that's also could be yours. So you gotta take responsibility for that too. But I just, I don't. If it's a negative thought, I'm like, nope, cancel, gone, out.
good. Keep doing that. You'll get it eventually.
God, light, love, unconditional love, wisdom, understanding, and abundance and purity. That's what.
So speaking of abundance, purity, we've got good news. I talked. Been going through X and reaching out to different influencers. We got Andy Sheckman said he will come for the gold versus Bitcoin showdown. I don't have any high profile Bitcoin people. They all seem to be running scared because it's a scam and you got to prove it's not a scam.
No, but I don't care. Don't be afraid. Come to us. If you think that Bitcoin is amazing, we need you for our Bitcoin and versus gold showdown.
Yeah, and then after it's all over, we'll show you what the next edition of money is going to be that's truly going to replace the dollar.
Yeah.
But that's for the festival, and we'll get in all that. But we're going to keep having fun. We'll be back again tomorrow.
Yes. So what my update on the regenerative medicine? So I've been doing my research. I've been contacting lots of places and experts on regenerative medicine, stem cells, extension of telomeres, and NDA, all those things that prolong your lifespan and heal your body if you have any kind of conditions. Yeah, so I've been doing that, and
she did amazing. She emailed like 1,000 marinas in Florida.
Yes.
With the flyer for the festival, so they can print it out, and we, keep getting more notoriety and things like that as we go. We got the banners on here, so everybody that sails by sees it. And
yes, like last night we were docked at some kind of anchor that some mentioned. I mean, there was a spot that was available. Otherwise, it was just everything was not available because everybody is trying to escape this
The nor'easter.
the nor'easter, the Annapolis, Maryland, the boat show, because it was horrendous. They were talking about gale and the bay and all this stuff.
It was only like 5-foot waves where we were. I mean,
Yeah,
it was
well,
way worse on the Jersey Shore where they had an 8-foot sea
I didn't even videotape because I was like, I just want to like maintain my calm and let's get the hell out of here.
So, speaking of getting out of here, I'm way past my buoy and I need to go another way, see my charts, make sure I don't get in no shallows.
Yes.
So we will let you all go and see you again tomorrow at 11:11 as we'll have, again, 65 days. So if you're heading down to Florida, make sure you got your plans for Christmas. If you want to be part of the Christmas parade, the races, stuff like that, please let me know. I'll start doing some other events, pages for the individual events instead of just the main event to get a little more reach to things. And
Yeah.
we'll talk to you soon.
Talk to you soon. Tomorrow, 11:11. Peace.